Hi guys, it's Joey, and we are in Heroes Manufactured live today. I know you expected Yaron, and I'm sorry to disappoint, but he's not hosting today. I'm hosting today. However, he is going to be on camera because he is one of our guests. Today we're going to be talking about our Amazon show, and dude, I mean, I hope you guys have seen at least one of these episodes, or I'm totally okay with you guys milking it. If you guys are going to go, one day episode 1, then next day episode 2, because it's so worth it. It's so good. Heroes Manufactured Live Creators Unleashed, hosted by Phil. And here's our guest for today. Come on over, guys. Hey, how's it going?
Great. Thanks
So
for having me having me as your guest on my own show.
I know. I took over. I'm sorry, but
It's okay. If you guys know who Steve is, he was on my show last episode.
Awesome.
2 episodes ago, he took over my show, so it's all good. I'm starting to get kicked off my own show. So I mean, this is awesome.
That's the plan. You know why? The reason why I'm taking over the show is because I'm actually one of the uncredited people who is actually in the TV show.
Oh,
but there was no Joey on it, so I'm gonna just put that out there.
Revenge hostile takeover.
Future.
Yeah,
that's why I get taken over, right? Yeah.
Keep the movie rights.
You totally owe me like a Heroes Manufactured cap or a T-shirt, something.
Yeah.
But for now, I'll take over the show if that's fine with you. But let me introduce everybody. So for everybody who doesn't know Yaron yet, because he's a popular guy, come on now. Yaron is over here. And guess what? He is not just a celebrity in his own right, but he directed Heroes Manufactured, and he executive produced it, and he was in it. I saw you in an episode as well.
Yeah, and I co-directed it with Neel, who's just below Philip there. So he helped co-direct a lot of the episodes and scenes with us. Who's been a great guy to work with since day one. So
and scripted, awesome. You scripted it as well, sort of on the spot script.
Very nice. There you go. And over to our other side over here is Phil, our host and the poster boy of Heroes Manufactured Creators Unleashed. Hi, how's it going?
It's good. It's good. It's very good to be here. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Very good. Actually, Yaron's show. We're totally splitting him up now. And
whoever's show this is. It's not mine anymore.
No way. No, it's still yours. It's still yours. And also Neel. Neel, nice meeting you today.
Oh, absolutely. I'm super stoked to be on this show. Live is fun for me, but I generally have a face for radio, not for video.
Okay, I mostly get away with my personality. That's kind of my go-to trait. So.
And that hair that you have.
Hey. It's not bad. It's not bad today. So just to let you guys know, just as everybody here on this very important podcast, Neel is one of the executive producers as well of the Heroes Manufactured Creators Unleashed, and we're going to get to know a little bit of what he's done for the show. And the obvious thing, Phil obviously being a host, but he was actually also a producer as well. So everyone is so hands-on with this project, guys.
Yeah. No, I'll start, I guess, with a bit of a discussion here, and we'll move over to Phil. But I think just having you guys involved since day one, Philip and Neel, I mean, it's been awesome. Neel, I know I met you through another colleague that we worked with a while back, but definitely connected well with us. And just being involved even with a bit of the first film and now with this project since the beginning has been awesome. And having you, I mean, you were shooting quite a bit for us. You helped supply us with some gear. You helped financially. You're kind of
my God, what a good hookup, eh?
Yeah, carry stuff.
You helped the big daddy of it all, right?
It's more of Yaron being a really good salesman more than anything else.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. He got me too. He got me too, Neel. I know. Yaron, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the show because, I mean, I binged it. I mean, not only because of the fact that episode 1, I already saw like 7 of my friends there. However, can you tell us a little bit about how the TV show is and that's available on Amazon Prime right now?
Yeah, I mean, right now, like it's been on Prime for the last couple of weeks. It's been going really well. We've got some major response already through a lot of our Facebook groups, our campaigning. So, I mean, we're seeing a lot already. It's definitely going well. Yeah, we're seeing response everywhere, mostly across North America. I mean, we're getting viewers right now. I know from Toronto, New York, LA, Vancouver, San Diego, San Francisco, Miami. It's all over the map. I mentioned Vancouver, Montreal.
Yeah.
So we're getting a quite a bit of response everywhere. Our biggest audience is actually here in Ontario, and
I would say so.
Quebec. Quebec actually is even bigger than Ontario.
Interesting.
Oddly enough, we have a big following in Quebec, and we only featured Montreal in one. Well, it was in our movie. It wasn't even in the show. So, it's unique to kind of see the stats and where things are coming from.
Can I actually ask, why did you? So we had the Heroes Manufactured movie it won like so many awards, and I would honestly do a second one just because of it. But what made you want to do this one?
I think Neel, you were kind of like in the discussion with me when we first figured out what the hell we were doing with this, but I think we just wanted to shoot TV. We're like, am I right? We're just like, let's do what we did, but in like a TV format, where we can showcase the same way we showcased artists in the original movie. The original movie had like a story behind it, especially with Alfonso Espinos from Studio Comics, following him, following the other artists around it. So that was it had more of a reality sense to it.
Yeah.
Whereas and then it had also the Stan Lee moments throughout, which was kind of cool as well. One of his last, Canadian appearances. I think it was his last Canadian appearance. Not. I think I know this actually, but I think. I mean, Neel, what do you remember? With how we kind of came about it?
Well, one of the great things about having a TV show is it's already pre-segmented, and that actually lets you get in deep with the creators, the artists, all the people that are behind the scenes there. That's one of the reasons why I thought it would work out really well. And having it segmented out, you also can get people to sort of not have to sit through the whole thing, and you can actually take in 20 minutes at a time. You can find your favorite bits, and you don't have to remember timestamps or anything like that.
Oh no, that's beautiful. You get to kind of take little bits and parts of it, because some people are a little bit, let's just say, not that good with commitment. So a 20-minute show versus like an hour and a half of content is you could take it in a little bit better. And speaking of the show, Phil, our celebrity, come on. How was that? Like, that was your first times going to that much cons, wasn't it?
That was great. We started with Toronto, the Comic-Con. And it was all new to me, right? But Yaron and Neel are very professional. Oh yeah, definitely. They knew what they wanted. They definitely communicated their vision and the format that they were looking for. To me very well. Yeah. And I understood it. And after a few takes, it was always good. It was always like, we're back on track. We're back on track.
Can I tell you guys what was my favorite Phil moments in this whole shebang here?
No, please don't hold back.
Oh, it was it was the bloopers. I would wait until the very end.
Right there.
Oh, the bloopers are the best.
That was Phil with Steve-O right at the end. I mean, that was awesome.
My brother, right?
Your brother from another mother's mother's mother.
Yeah. We hit it out pretty good, maybe because of the bald head or something. But all these people we interviewed, they were cool. I just found they were laid back, easy to talk to, easy to communicate with, easy to relate to. Yeah. Nobody judged you based on what you're wearing. Nobody judged you based on who you were. Nobody judged you based on where you came from. It was just an easy environment, no matter how big it was, whether it's from the Comic-Con to the San Diego Comic-Con. It's just really great to be there.
And Philip, I'm going to step in a little just to kind of co-host here. Joey. But I mean, here's some segments from like the first.
I remember.
And this lady had a great book named Nemesine I think her name was like Kaz Lafav or something like that. But
it was sort of like a holistic, sort of organic way of understanding. What she was writing about and stuff. It was more.
It was science fiction, but it was unique.
Yeah.
Work. I mean, and I remember that was one of our earliest interviews. Actually, I think that was like.
Was it water or something? Was it about water?
It was about water,
organic wellness and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, kind of how we lose the world, or we lose, I think, water in the world. I mean, you got to watch the episode, guys, to see the whole story.
It's been a while.
She was very down to earth wellness.
But she was one of your first interviews, I think, at Fan Expo when we first started with you, and that was a great. Yeah. Little bit, and then
we connected very well because I'm also concerned about the environment, concerned about wellness issues, spiritual issues, and
so the show's actually a little bit educational too. It's not just about here's some cool stuff, right? So that's important
for me too. Yeah. Meeting these people and talking to them and learning about what they're doing and how it's applying to the Comic-Cons or the shows we're at, and how long they've been doing it, and just. I learned so much as well.
So, Yaron, how many cities did you hit up on this one? How many cons?
So we hit up about 7 cons. Neel, you actually worked on the Detroit Comic-Con that was the Motor City Comic-Con that you went out there. I didn't even shoot that segment. I mean, we sent out Neel. We're like, hey, Neel, you want to go to
Neel
Detroit?
Looked great.
Yeah, the best part and the most exciting part for me was crossing the U.S. border, actually.
Oh no, what happened?
Not so much. It's just when you're approached by someone who's armed and is asking you questions, and whenever you give them an answer, they sort of repeat it back to you as if they don't believe you. Like, you're coming in for Comic-Con.
So you're coming for Comic-Con.
Did
they do the eyebrow and everything, like lower down their aviators? My God.
I was not even looking at him. I was just staring at my wheel, 10 and 2. And then,
you're driving.
You brought your Spider-Man mask. No, I'm just kidding.
You were driving.
Yeah. That would have been great. Actually, I should have done that.
Yeah, you should have crossed the border with cosplay.
Just head out there.
But yeah, that's I'm not surprised with America being the way it is sometimes. It's mostly the border people, and we do the same thing here in Canada, unfortunately, when it comes to border patrol. But it is them trying to be secure, I guess.
Going back to Detroit, though, I did meet some really, really cool people. I actually got to meet Lucy Lawless, and that was one of the greatest moments of my life, because I actually grew up watching Xena Warrior Princess. And then she was on Spartacus.
I did too.
Yeah.
Great actress, by the way.
Yeah, I ended up buying some original art from original art drawing of her with her signing it, which is
very nice.
Actually, I didn't go down there specifically to get that, but I am so glad that I picked it up.
Just a bonus.
I swear I didn't put it in the movie budget. Only
yeah, so there was a post to that.
Oh no, it was nice. It was nice to get Neel to go out because I couldn't make it, and I remember I really wanted to attend, but I was like, Neel, you got to go out and shoot this for us. And I mean, Neel had a great 4K Black Magic camera, which was a great camera for us to shoot. We shot a lot with it, both in Canada, the U.S. So I mean, we got to work with some of that. We also shot with some DSLRs, so we had a really good crew in the sense of just having the right equipment and the right people using it. Neel being part of that crew. And then another thing that I actually want to bring Neel into this as well, and Philip, but when we shot the segments at Gotham Central with
that's my boss.
That's your boss.
That's my brother.
Mr. Carlos Camara. Your other boss, because you're forgetting me, right?
I know. Now I have so many. I have too many to go.
I mean, Philip was there, but hosting at Gotham Central. We did that over like one day, but that was we shot those segments with Neel, and they were great. Some great segments. I mean, Neel, you came out as also like that one day. We shot everything together at one of their independent events. It was an indie. Joey, you know what event it was?
Yeah.
I mean,
it was Indie Fest, and that's where we have a bunch of local artists come in and promote their self-published books.
And actually, Joey, you were there too, so technically you were our crew.
I know. You know what? Actually,
Just saying. we didn't officially hire you then, but
no, you didn't. I was unofficial and I was uncredited, but I swept the hell out of the back room so that you guys could be there.
No, I saw you like trying to jump in front of the frame a few times, like.
I know, but I'm the size of a Funko Pop, so it's not really going to happen for me. But technically, I kind of met you guys, but that day, like, you know, being like the events kind of coordinator for the day, I couldn't. Like, I just saw you guys had like cameras all over the place.
Yeah, it was packed up, and that's the thing. You know, you had Kino Flow lights there. I mean, if anyone in the film media world, we're just talking, you know, jargon right now, but there's a lot of like it was like a professional crew, professional set, and everything was there.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite things about going down there to shoot is I got to play with all of my toys instead of just renting them out to other folks. And a lot of people think I got into film because I like film. I got into film because I like tech.
No, of course. That's, you know what, it's funny because like people don't realize this. Even with myself, I ran a company in downtown Toronto for 5 years, way before Heroes Manufacture was even a thing. And I'm talking like at least 5 or 6 years before, where I was renting out film equipment. So I mean, I do get the love of film gear and geeking out on tech stuff. I mean, it's a whole other way to geek out outside of comics and games and all that. I mean, once you get into like that tech head, it's amazing. But we'll get back into Heroes because that's what we're all about. One thing.
I wanted to ask you guys as well, just because I haven't been to like an American con before. I've always just been in Toronto, but you guys literally went all over the place. Like you guys went from like Toronto all the way to San Diego. So do you guys kind of find that there's a difference between American cons and Canadian cons?
Well,
it depends about the size of the city more than anything else. Like the one in Detroit actually felt a lot like the one in Niagara. Because although it was a Detroit Comic-Con, it was actually a smaller city outside of Detroit. So you have a lot of space to walk around. You got a lot of chances to talk to celebrities. And as opposed to when you go to something like San Diego, where it's just really, really packed and it just has a lot of people there.
It's shoulder to shoulder. I saw it, man. It's shoulder to shoulder.
I asked a lot of the people I interviewed. I asked them all the time. I said, which one is your favorite place to shoot? Which one is your favorite place to go? They said, we love them all, because once you're in the Comic-Con, once you're in the fan expos or whatever, the Comic-Con or fan expos, everyone is the same. Everyone is family. Everyone is
very true. Very true. One thing I want to actually highlight is that, and going back even, and not, you know, we'll get to those bigger cities shortly, but like one thing, Philip here was this. He was, you know, when he was in Niagara, this is just one great image that we have of him, like starting off the show there. Yeah, I mean, but you were always, you know, in the background or in the foreground or something. You know, you're always
great. Niagara was great. Niagara was one of my favorite places, actually.
Yeah, Niagara was my first Comic-Con, actually. Early 2000s, probably.
I think we met Michael Rooker was there.
That's right.
I asked him the same thing, and he loved Niagara, and it was a nice place outside, nice place inside. I really liked Niagara a lot, and you could walk around, and it wasn't too busy and packed. You know, it was a great place. I mean, great place to have a Comic-Con.
You also met Kim Coates, another great actor there. That's I mean, he's from Sons of Anarchy.
He's done a lot of great movies. He's been in a lot of great TV shows. He's one of Canada's top actor, really, but he also does the U.S. as well. But every year he gets an award at the Academy here in Toronto. So it was great to speak to someone that was down to earth. You know, he treated me with respect. I treated him with respect on the same level. We both know, you know, what our careers entail and stuff. But it was good to give us some, you know, some good feedback on what he's doing and how he felt about it.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any difficulties with trying to talk to celebrities at all?
So I mean,
generally they were actually really good about it. A lot of the times the celebrities are there, and as long as you treat them with respect, they kind of treat you with respect as well. Some of the times they get really busy, and although they do want to talk to us, we do have to wait for a time when it's a little bit quieter. But at the same time, we have a lot of respect for these cons anyways, so we don't really want to take time away and make the lines go any slower than they are right now. Yeah. As much as these people are important to us, they're really important to the people in line as well. We just happen to be the ones making a film about it. And in fact, we're making a film for the people in line. This is our target demographic.
Well, the good thing is that we're there for like 3-4 days at the San Diego. We're there for 5 days, so we have a lot of time to sort of maneuver around to get the proper time to talk to these directors, artists, creators of the of the TV shows, whatever the case is.
And Philip, one question that I mean, you met, aside from just these celebrities, you also got to meet a lot of celebrity artists, like Neel Adams, for example. You know, we got to meet his family down in New York, and I mean, like, they were a nice bunch. I mean, there's
four of us. Yeah, I mean, there's four of us. There's four of them, right? I think two sons and a daughter.
Yeah, there's Joel Adams. There's Spider Adams. I don't know his actual name, but he goes by Spider.
Yeah, and they all have incredible talent on drawing and writing books and incredible, just incredible. And the amount of information that Neel has regarding the Comic-Con and the history of the Comic-Con and the history of comic books in general and the characters he draws and where he's worked and who he's met, including Stan Lee, and all. I mean, just incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Encyclopedia of information that you have here at your fingertips, right?
Yeah. And I mean, even like going down for you to go down to like Florida and I mean, this is a nice little image of you kind of at SuperCon.
Miami, it was beautiful. Obviously the palm trees, and it was great. And again, the people outside were great. People inside were great. It's a different sort of. It was all glass. You could see right through, and it was a different building all the time that we went to. But it was a nice environment, and and I think we stayed at a nice little
hotel off the beach there. It was nice.
Resort hotel there that was apparently like it had some history to it as well. So we sort of so it was a nice trip. It was a nice convenient place to do the film.
You got to meet one of your favorite celebrities. I mean,
Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk. Yeah,
it's like Phil to scale.
Listen, this guy is my inspiration since I was 9 years old. He's the one that sort of, I started with working out as a bodybuilder myself, right? But he sort of got me involved in starting to work out, starting to take care of my body, which in turn created my philosophy that I really have in life altogether. I guess it's a reflection, from my body to the world I see. But meeting someone like that after 40 years, or I guess 40 years, 41 years, just incredible. He's there alive in person. He's Lou Ferrigno. Like he hung around with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Franco Colombo. Who passed.
What's crazy is that he had a big, just after, I think it was about a month or two after this con, he had like a big hernia surgery. He was going through something after that, but luckily he recovered and it was all well. And I mean, that's the thing. Sometimes these guys are getting older where you don't necessarily get to see them anymore, right? Like
apparently, like the bodybuilding career really takes a toll on their body, and whatever they do for competition purposes, it's not my business, but it takes a toll on the body. Eventually, but they did quit very early. If you really analyze their career, they started maybe 18. But by the time they're in their 30s or early 30s or even before 30s, they were out. I know Arnold was out like around 30 or something like that, and he went into movies. Where then he went into being a governor. He still does movies. Franco Colombo did some movies before then. The Incredible Hulk. I think he did a Hercules one as well. Conan with Arnold. So they used a lot of their skills to make movies as well, but they're also owners of a construction company. I think Arnold and Franco Colombo. But they all knew each other. Stallone, they knew Bruce Willis.
Wow.
John Travolta, they all knew each other, they all helped each other.
They were all like a family. It's crazy that they're
So I met one of the Musketeers, basically. I haven't met them all, but I met one of them. I've seen John Travolta as well. But I've met my idol. Yeah.
Yeah, and jumping back to that sentiment that you just expressed, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get a little more hands-on with this project. When Yaron had brought it to me that this was the idea, that we wanted to basically show the impact that these people had. It's one of those things that you can't really say no to, because being around someone who inspires you like that sort of inspires you to be sort of like the superheroes that you follow.
Yeah.
There are a couple people actually in the first film. One of the kids actually read a letter about how being and reading Spider-Man and just being under the covers and just the relationship that he had with the character Spider-Man actually helped him save somebody's life, because he thought to himself, what would Spider-Man do? And these are one of the things.
Superheroes are also human, right? They're also human. I just see they have human lives. I mean, I've been watching a lot of Marvel movies, and they all have a human life. They all sort of have human pain, human suffering, human loss. So it does relate to the average person. A superhero is just achieving a goal, achieving something that, eventually when they learn that they're superheroes, like Spider-Man, he's falling all over the place. Iron Man, he's bouncing off every wall, because you're learning, right? It's just like every other career we pursue. We learn, we get better. This, right? We're starting it out.
Sorry, go on, Yaron.
Just to say what, kind of to read here about what Neel said. I mean, a lot of these inspirations, like, and I'm going to show some images here, but just in Florida, there's, we saw William Shatner,
great artist again.
Mm-hmm. We saw Mike Coulter from Luke Cage, who's a very big, especially now with everything with Black Lives Matter. He's such a symbol to modern day culture that it's amazing to see these people in the flesh and to see your whether they're your Netflix heroes or your heroes from like the Star Trek era. They're great. I mean, these were people that I feel like through the first film and through this new show, to me, documentary filmmaking is like a journal, right? It's like a journal. Every clip, every scene is like a journal entry with one story that I got to hear, I got to see in person at these events, and I felt like at least we got to share that out there and let the public kind of see these stories for themselves, because they're amazing. I mean, every single one of these artists, these celebrities, they have a story. I mean, this here, for example, is Howard Chaikin. He created the first comic book cover, very famous cover just behind him there for Star Wars. Howard Chaikin is a very well-known artist. He also did a book called American Flag and a whole bunch of other great stuff. But this guy is a very interesting, cynical guy. Very cynical guy.
Another encyclopedia of all the information that is missing, everywhere else. I mean, these people are walking encyclopedias. They've met the people, they've talked to the people, they've seen the trend.
They've lived it.
Over years. They're an organized encyclopedia, basically. Yeah, very organized.
Mark Begley. This guy is a big peddler for Marvel Comics. He does Spider-Man. He's famous for Spider-Man.
Great story.
Very well-known covers. Another celebrity artist. We also got to meet Trish Stratus, another great former wrestler. She's an actress.
She's sort of like a Rock, like the Rock story. Didn't really get up to that speed yet, but from a wrestler to a celebrity is what the Rock has done, and she's the female version. So I really respect that. And she's got a baby, and she like a family and stuff. So somebody that can pursue a career like this and
she's a family. Amazing. She's a very family orientated woman, but very career driven as well, which is nice to see. Where she's a mom, she's an actress, she's a wrestler. Like, it's crazy. I mean, the fact that
she's a businesswoman too, right? She's a cosplayer, right? Yeah. She's in the cosplay.
Doing it all. Like, it's amazing. And to me, like, when I see someone like that, I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
That's what I'm saying. It's just incredible to meet these people and to really get into who they really are. And let's not forget, it wasn't easy. I mean, everyone that we've mentioned so far started somewhere, and it wasn't easy. And just to see that,
anything, honestly, Phil, anything that's worth it isn't easy. Isn't that the case, right?
Oh,
So
yeah, and I relate to them very easily because I pursued my career for like 40 years. I mean, it's not even fun.
That's a second good thing about the Heroes Manufactured stuff. I feel like a lot of individuals who are getting into things like influencing or trying to chase after their dreams, they're looking at careers like influencer or becoming a VC, a venture capitalist, things that people assume happen overnight and can possibly happen overnight. When you get to talk to some of these folks who are artists from the 60s and 70s, and some of them even current artists, when you see them, they're not just artists, they're running a small business, and you get to see the years and the wisdom that's behind everything and all the mistakes that they make. Like one of my favorite interviews was with Jim Shooter. And just hearing him talk, the sincerity in his voice, you start to realize that there are some people that are built to do a thing. And Jim Shooter was built to do comic books.
And he's a legend. Right. That guy is a legend in comic books. He's like I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but he's kind of the forgotten Stan Lee, because I mean, he started Valiant.
Yeah, you said it.
He's one of the guys. He's one of the originators of so many things, and actually, he worked with Stan Lee for so long. I mean, he shared stories with you about Stan, which were absolutely incredible, Neel. Like,
including handwritten notes, which is amazing, signed by Stan Lee to a 13-year-old boy. Who
you gotta watch the show. We don't want to give away too much.
Talking about stories, I mean, we did 6 episodes, but because the more, I mean, I know we haven't really mentioned everyone that we've interviewed. I mean, specifically, I remember one person that sold his house basically, or at least financed his house to buy a truck to paint it like Optimus Prime. I don't know. I think there maybe. And he did that because he wanted to show his kid that you can do whatever you put your mind to it. If you want to really do something, there always is a way. And it was hard for him to do because he had to get the rights. Apparently, it's from Germany. And you have to get the color format, the truck itself. It cost him a fortune. But when he drives around, everybody's like honks at him. He inspires people around him, and his story lives on. So I want to mention that because I know we don't have him on the episodes, but I do really value that little time I had with him when I interviewed him in I can't remember if it was Miami or something.
No, it was in Niagara, but it was a great
great story. Prime. I love. The what's it called? The show
Transformers. Yeah,
Transformers. I was going to say Transvengers.
Transvengers. The new comic crossover. Very nice.
I don't want to see what that sounds like.
I want to say though, even though I'm uncredited, obviously, I do want to say that, like, with my whole heart, like, there was so much passion in making this, and you could really see it on the screen. So I'm really happy that I binge watched it, and it just shows you, man. Like, it shows you exactly what the comic book culture is, and we're the most non-judging, family-oriented. I mean, I wasn't really anybody in the industry, and just because of the podcast that I had before and all that kind of stuff, that's how friendly it is there. Like, you want to show up looking like a supervillain, like a ridiculous looking supervillain, go ahead. That's your passion. Do it. You want to write comic books, go ahead and do that. So I think what I wanted to ask you guys was, what do you want people to take away from watching Heroes Manufactured? So let's go with Yaron first.
I mean, for me personally, I just want to see them enjoy something like being out at a convention, right? Like, especially now with everything that's happening in the world and we can't really go anywhere. I want them to experience that convention world, that universe that we've experienced and that life, virtually right now. I think that's one of the most important things about this show. And I mean, even the movie, the original film, if you can go back and watch that as well, experience what it's like to live through the con. Because, I mean, not everybody can go to these things. There are people who are either disabled and can't attend these things. And if it is, it's extremely difficult for them. Or people who are just want to get to know and learn about this business. I mean, I think that makes probably the most sense for me for in terms of just that experience, like experience it visually, experience it emotionally, whatever way you want to experience it. We're here to provide that to you guys. So
yeah, guys, you know what? Right now, we don't have any cons going on 2020. And I think this came out just at a really, really good time because we miss cons, man. Like Yaron, Phil, like Neel, you've been there, and you know the feeling that when you get there, it's kind of like comic books come to life. It's like movies come to life, and we don't get to experience any of that stuff right now. So definitely go give that a watch. And what about for you, Phil? What do you want people to take away from watching Heroes?
Well, like you said, it worked out perfectly where, we hit this pandemic, and now we have this, we had this at our fingertips to put it out there and to give people some entertainment and some education at the same time. And now with this show, sort of piggybacking on the show itself, it's incredible, and it's just building from here on in.
Yeah,
and it's working so well with the plan that the MCU has. So we're part of a bigger picture. I mean, like not just the show itself, but the actual movement. I figure as an actor, as a host, as a comic book lover, as anything like that, I think it's a huge change in time, a huge paradigm shift. It's a paradigm shift, and but for me, I guess I always appeal to the actor that wants to work. I also have my YouTube channel that I sort of try to inspire a lot of actors. But a lot of that, I try to. I mean, for me, when I first was approached by Yaron, I thought, a host, a comic books, like I don't even know anything about comic books. I mean, I've had him when I was a little kid here and there, but Yaron seemed like a great guy. And I thought, you know what, he's a great guy. It's good to be working with a good person these days, because that's really, like working a year and a half. I mean, it would have been a lot harder if I didn't get along with these guys, right? And so a lot of actors, they have, they limit themselves, right? But they have to be open to a lot of different ideas and a lot of winning ideas. And I always say, working actor, it's not just an actor that's studying and that's, working at other jobs. You call yourself an actor, then you should be a working actor, and that's what works. I mean,
I just have to add, Philip, I have to add, like, one thing that I think that was amazing about Philip is that it's exactly like he said. He didn't know a lot about this stuff, but he had a good sense of it from certain shows that he watched as a kid and certain things that he was into. And, I think you mentioned to me at first, like, you were very much into Superman as well.
Batman,
like the older Batman.
Oh yeah.
But the comics from your generation to my generation are a bit different. But what was amazing about Philip from day one was that he really just like he took it all in. He took it all in. He learned a lot, I think, over the last little while. I mean, the fact that you're able to do these shows about movie minutes and about the MCU. I mean, Philip actually studies a lot of the stuff that he's researching. Like he researches it. He looks up movies, movies that he's watched. So I mean, I think that's amazing that you just got right into it. I mean, some of these events and I do want to just kind of mention something like New York Comic Con. I mean, these are some events that Philip. I mean, you didn't necessarily like. We'll reveal it today. You weren't actually there with us.
I was there. We had a hard time getting into these shows. I don't think people understand how hard it was to get to San Diego. I mean,
bet it was.
Just me and Yaron was, and we almost didn't make it in because security is so tight, and we didn't get tickets. So it's hard to get into the show.
Mind you, at the end somehow we ended up being the only people that had an extra pass into San Diego Comic Con. Because of Carlos, by the way, because Carlos hooked us up, and we had 2 passes. I had 2 passes. I was walking around with 2 passes. The funniest thing ever.
Well, we waited till the end. I didn't think we were going to get in. I mean, it was working out for us. Thank God we had a third.
San Diego is an insane event, no doubt. But so is New York. New York is. I would say New York and San Diego are both kind of at par at how big they are. We got to meet Todd McFarlane, and we did an interview with him at the New York Comic Con. We had I went there with one of our partners, Zavash, to shoot it. So I had the interview directly with Todd, and these events were amazing. Like with New York, we had a press pass, got us right into the back. We got to see other celebs there. Bryan Cranston, we got to see.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's funny because this shot right here, I just want to mention one thing. See that guy right next to Bryan Cranston, right behind him?
Yeah.
It's a really quick a part of our commercial, but it always looks like Phil because Phil.
I know. I was just like, the guy that looks like Phil.
That guy's Philip
Who's also dressed exactly like Phil.
Very quickly, maybe. I don't know, like from a side view. I don't know.
I swear, honestly, if I would have known, and if I would have went back in time right now, I would have told myself, myself from a year and a half ago, to get that guy just to shoot him from the back of the head as if you're interviewing.
Yeah,
right?
Just
use him as
that
a body double.
That would have worked. But you know what? It's okay.
I've never heard a body double for a host before.
Yeah, well, hey, we got to do something. We got to do that now.
Well, that's the great thing about having that show. You can actually watch it and feel like we're there, you know. And every episode we shot, it's like that.
But like again, back to San Diego. The really great thing about San Diego was, I mean, you got to meet like this guy, for example. Sal was a dealer for Alex Ross.
Oh man, he's a good guy to know. He's the Alex Ross guy, of course.
Yeah, he's the Alex Ross guy. Yeah. But the thing is,
I love that. I love that little segment that we have with those guys. They were cool guys.
I'm so jealous.
Sal though was that Sal was actually like a lot of the characters that Alex Ross paints and draws are based off of Sal. So apparently. Shazam is modeled is like the Alex Ross Shazam is modeled off of this guy.
Well, look at him. Look at the Captain Marvel, right? Like, sorry, I should say Shazam.
Yeah.
Shazam and that guy's face, Sal's face, exactly the same.
So when you look at Sal in his younger years, probably from about 5 or 10 years ago, he looks like we actually did some research. We looked it up. And the guy looks like a spitting image of Shazam. And you're just like, and he apparently even used him for Superman and other known, and I can see that because he's got the jaw, he's got it all there. He's definitely got the anatomy of the guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the next time you see this guy, just you look like an overage kind of Superman Shazam. That's awesome.
Ask him to say Shazam, see what happens. Neel, I wanted to ask you as well. What do you want people to take away from watching Heroes Manufactured? Creative and
It's a concept that I like to call remember the script. Now, as much as comic books need pencilers, inkers, colors, printers, publishers, distributors, it comes from a script, a story that speaks to more than one person. And a lot of people think telling a story is sort of like telling a lie or telling something fictional. But I've always thought of scripts that work as telling a truth, but a truth that is big T. Big T truth. So it's true to many people at different points in their time and different points in their life. And remembering that everything does start from a script is actually extremely empowering. Actually, one of the reasons that, well, I actually started a nonprofit not too long ago. And one of the reasons is actually this movie, watching how these heroes, they're one person, writes a script, and then it just becomes this entire giant thing that's a comic book, and then becomes something even larger, which is $100 of $1 million movies that bring in billions of dollars of revenue. And understanding that this all came from one person writing words made me think that if you start something and it makes sense and it speaks to people, you can grow immeasurably and get people on board. And you know when you're moving in the right direction when a lot of other people are like, I see what you're doing and I want to get involved. And that's what I want people to take away from it. Be that person who does something and other people want to get involved. Don't wait for someone else to build it for you.
It's contagious. This thing can be contagious.
Yeah. We have Yaron to thank for being contagious. So
no, I appreciate that, guys. But honestly, I couldn't have done it without you all. I mean, even with what we're doing now with this live show,
even the uncredited people,
even the uncredited people, yes,
nameless for now.
I think we're all uncredited until we get credited.
Totally temporary. But yeah, I mean, I love these events. I love them all. They were great. I think it was an awesome experience. From day one. I'd like to get a second season off the ground, and I'd love to do another film. I mean, I'd love to do another Heroes Manufactured film. I'd like to do a sequel and maybe make it into a trilogy. Who knows? I mean, there's the ideas are there. We're gonna have more content, especially now with everything that we're doing on Heroes Manufactured Live. I mean, I haven't really announced it yet, but there's going to be a cosplay show that we're doing soon. So we're doing so much all already, and I'd love to attend these events again. I mean, San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, aside from the celebrities at San Diego, I mean, there's one with Phil. These events are huge. I mean, you can just tell by looking at these images. Like they have yachts in the back of the.
Oh, I know. That's where they do some of the interviews. That's so cool.
Yeah, Tom Cruise, I think, was on one and stuff.
That little yacht there on the left with some there's like a screen there. That's a person interviewing Kevin Smith. And I remember watching this from the balcony. I'm like,
I think that's Tom Cruise's yacht. Tom Cruise. It was.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
That's where they did the CW interviews as well. I know all the CW stars. Yeah.
I vaguely remember that, Philip, when we were there. They were saying, "Yeah, this is Tom Cruise's yacht, and we're going to interview Kevin Smith on there."
We didn't get into those parties, but that's how difficult it is to get to this. At least we're happy to get.
Neil's concocting something. I see it.
And getting there, and stuff. But we're happy to be able to get in and shoot and meet. You can't take it in one trip. I don't think you really can't. I think like, just did the minimum.
The other thing is even aside from the amounts of people and I mean. Jeez, you had so much at these events. This is New York again, but they had amazing cosplay. Like you look at this girl here, she did an amazing job. We were just we met cosplayers left and right. I mean, Here's another one. This was from Florida,
a Spider-Verse one.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like these people put so much of their time, their money. I mean, they buy these outfits. They've actually spent hard cash to come out and be in a photo op and be part of this geek culture, fandom, whatever you want to call it. And it's amazing. It's impressive to see that people are willing to do that. And the celebrities are awesome. Like we got to meet Ming from Comic Book. Like another great guy. Like I recommend if anyone wants to watch a show, you learn a little bit about him. But another great character. We got to meet the guy behind you see Sam and Max, Steve Purcell. He was the creator of it. Great guy. And if you could see on the left there, Mike Mignola's little thing on the background. Philip interviewed Mike Mignola, Humberto Ramos, a bunch of great guys that we got to meet, got to see. It was just impressive. It was very, very impressive overall. I'm amazed at what we got to achieve in doing this, and grateful that Neel came on board, that Philip came on board, that you, Joey, now came on board, uncredited.
Hey, I'm uncredited now. My name's all over the place, so thank you.
We got
now you have your own show. So
yeah, exactly.
We did San Diego when? July, right?
Yeah, July. It was exactly a year ago.
Yeah. We just barely made it under the wire with this COVID.
Oh yeah. And it's funny because New York was easier to get into and get a press pass. San Diego, we I remember, Philip, you and I were waiting online months before trying to get in, and they would only give certain tickets to certain people, and we both lucked out. We were
you have to have a certain number, some sort of client number that you have to apply.
You had to wait. It would only take certain people to certain groups. It was.
We didn't get it. We didn't get in. We saw the numbers of the tickets just it's disappearing right in front of our eyes.
We found our way to get in.
But that particular time, we couldn't get into buying the tickets. They wouldn't give us.
It's not easy to purchase a ticket online.
The timer ran out. That's it. An hour ran out, and we had to find a different way. And you found a different way. So
So we looked. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but we found our way around it.
A lot of people try to find a way around it, and because we're there for the right reason.
You really were. Yeah. I mean, who else is doing this?
And we didn't get free tickets. We paid for them, right? We didn't get free tickets. So, I mean, one thing I want to say about San Diego, though, is the whole city comes alive.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The whole city is Comic-Con. It's not
biggest. It's the biggest con, man.
Yeah, it's a whole ordeal. That's what I'm saying. But the whole city, day and night. At night, it's incredible. But all the restaurants, all the hotels, they're all Comic-Con. They're all San Diego Comic-Con. Not just the actual convention center.
Yeah.
The whole city. It's incredible.
That's their big money maker, San Diego. That's for sure. Like anybody. Okay, guys, if I do get married one day, that is my bachelorette party. It's up to you guys to figure out how we're going to get there.
Oh, boy.
Who has to flirt with who?
I mean, we could do a stop in Vegas and then go there, but it's up to you.
No, we're going straight to San Diego.
They have a Comic-Con everywhere. Remember that. They have one in, as far as Peru. They have one everywhere.
Dude,
so
San Diego's a place to be. Like
but I've heard a lot of big places like in the world. I mean, a lot of different Comic-Con. And I want to do a TV show based on maybe an international one, like a European one or something. I don't know.
That would be really cool. They do have that as well. There's tons of different cons, but guys, like, I mean, I'm very impressed with it. I love documentaries and I love TV shows, and especially when it has to do with pop culture. So I'm very proud to be a part of this team now.
Yeah.
I just want to know everyone's last words to just close it out. Yaron, is there anything that you want to say?
I just want to say, guys, check it out on Amazon Prime. Definitely, you wanna see it all. It's only 6 episodes. They're like 23-minute episodes. They're not too long. And they really kick through. Each episode is an event or more. But you'll definitely we also did Hamilton Comic-Con, so we didn't just do these major cons. We also did more local Canadian cons. So there's a lot of really cool shows that you can check out. A lot of really cool celebrities. I mean, I always like the flash images, so I'll show you one more. But Brian O'Halloran, if you
from
like
Clerks. I love Clerks.
Mallrats, everything Kevin Smith. I mean, we got to interview him directly. There's so many great interviews that we had. We also, I mean, here's another one. John Wesley.
Yeah, the Flash.
The original Flash from the 90s.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's like Lou Ferrigno. He's a great man, right? He's very, very down to earth, very, very nice.
And the thing is, it's not just comics. Like, I'm a big fan of The Princess Bride. I used to love the movie. So, I mean, for me, like this guy, Chris Sarandon, he's the villain, right? Older guy now, but we got to interview him. So you have little tidbits of all these little moments in life that we all love. These shows, these heroes, these villains, whoever it is. Check it out. I think you're gonna love the show. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is what you're either watching it now here or on Facebook. But get involved with what we're doing, because we're doing a lot more with the live show, with Comics Vault, which Jowy hosts. Philip hosts his Movie Minutes show. Neel, we got to get you to host the show, man.
Yeah, I know. I think that's the last one, just to cap this off,
As long as there's no video, again, I do have a face for radio. Come on now, guys.
We're gonna make our own podcast one day. I think that's
I am so down for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Phil, any last words for you? What can we expect for Movie Minutes? Can you let us in a little bit of what's going on there?
Well, we're going to discuss all the characters, all the history, their origins.
I think we're going to do those next for Philip too, right?
Yeah.
How they connect to every episode, to every other Avenger movie, to every other Marvel movie. It's incredible when you start getting into the Marvel movies. They're all connected. You start to hear things, and what they say, and you say, you know what? I heard that, and I remember that from Avengers. This, or I remember from that Spider-Man, or the different characters, the different multiverses.
So we'll see more of that, right?
Yes, we're going to see more of that discussion and more of that opening up. Like I said, with all you guys as well. I'm going to have you guys on the show, and so we can open it up in different segments in different areas too.
And Neel, you have an adventure and a half. Literally, when we were talking earlier on today. You're going to be walking 1,000 miles, man. What's going on?
Yeah.
It's definitely 400 kilometers, but it's close. It's just a rounding error.
I'm not a math girl. This is all face. This is all face.
Oh, 1,000 kilometers. Well.
No, but tell us
it'll be nighttime, daytime, nighttime, daytime.
The project's very simple. Like I said, I was kind of inspired by this movie, actually, the one that I worked on, which is odd. You'd think I'd have an immunity by being around all this stuff for so often. But yeah, I just saw the way these heroes stepped in to make entire countries and cities better. And I thought maybe I could do something very similar. I do know a little bit about finance, which is why I led myself to executive producing. And I kind of wanted to make sure that people's human rights weren't violated. And what I could do is I can actually help do my part, helping my government not participate in it. As much as you can't change someone else's government, you can change your own.
Yeah.
And if I'm not going to put my body on the line or my body and finances on the line, how can I expect anyone else to? It's one of those go first principles. And this movie is one of the things that inspired me to do that. And if I could leave with any last words, it would be articles are going to get written. You could either be the person the article is written about or the person writing the article. Be very careful. Sometimes the people who are really, really the ones that should be in the article get stuck writing it because they don't have the courage to get started. I think take the leap if you can.
Yeah.
Do something.
And how can we support you?
Well, I have a website that you can check out. If you go into current initiatives or upcoming initiatives, it will be the first one. It's called the Freedom Hike. And what we're actually doing is we're trying to make sure the Uyghur Muslims in China are not, having their human rights violated. You can read more on that. It's too much to go into on a project like this, but there's the website right there.
This website, this kind of leads you into that, correct? From the this movement with, you were telling me there's literally concentration camps right now in China that are
Yes. So things like forced sterilization, they cut their hairs off in order to sell them to other governments, things things that you don't really want to repeat. If I'm gonna be complaining about this, I might as well do something about it. And
I mentioned to you that we support this cause very much, and this is one thing I want to just show people, because I come from a very Jewish Israeli background, but we grew up in a culture where we were taught about genocide, because I didn't experience it personally, obviously, because I'm still here, but my family has, and it's something wrong. It's something that at the end of the day, if someone's committing anything that's even remotely close to what the way humans suffer in this world, you have to put an end to it. So
Absolutely.
I'll support that any day, and I think as not only a show, a brand, but also everything that we do, we'll show our support and back you up there.
Thank you for doing it, Neel, as well. Yeah. Thank you for being so active in it.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. And again,
thanks for sharing that with us too.
Can we follow you on social media as well?
Yes, I haven't started the YouTube channel yet, but I will be having the YouTube channel during the walk, and I'll try to broadcast as much as my data plan will let me.
Yeah, we'll share it.
Yeah, just so people can follow along. I'll be writing articles on the website as well. Again, 10-hour walks, you kind of have time to think. So
yeah, a little bit, eh? You've got 10 hours, no problem.
Yeah, so those will be the ways that you can easily follow me. I'm sure, like Yaron said, having the company behind me, it's more than I could ask for.
Yeah,
it's absolutely more than I can ask for.
Are you walking there and on the way back, or just walking there?
It depends on how easy it is, but it seems like it might just be walking there, and then I'll probably get a ride back.
Right? That's the. You're walking from Toronto to Ottawa, correct?
Yes, Toronto to Ottawa.
It takes 6 hours driving 100 kilometers plus.
Jesus.
Yeah,
it takes 6 hours. So
I get sleepy just going to Markham. Jeez.
You're walking 10 kilometers, right?
This is the thing. I'm very hard-headed and stubborn, so hopefully that helps me. It works to my advantage in some situations. Hopefully this is one of them.
Yeah. Very nice.
As you can see, Yaron see me. I actually put on some weight to make sure I have some calories for the
ride. No, but man, you're a hero to us all, and I think that takes a lot of courage, and good luck with that. We all wish you well with that, and hopefully next week you won't die, and
keep yourself hydrated, right? Hydrated.
Yeah, keep hydrated.
Hydrate
keep
and
hydrated.
If anything, hydrated. I mean, food, you can just bring protein bars or something. I don't know, but hydration is important. It's going to be hot too, right?
And stretch, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Stretch. Yes. Okay. Well, guys, thank you for having me. Or I don't know how it goes now because I'm hosting Yaron's show. And
Yeah, it's just this one time. Don't
just
get.
No, guys, I really enjoy the documentary. Guys, watch it. It's 20 minutes per episode. We've got about 6 episodes, and if you are in the comic book community, you're going to see a lot of your friends because I saw a lot of my friends and I was very proud of them. But if you have not gone to cons yet, this is a really good orientation to being able to see what it's like to be there, how to walk around, the people that you're going to see. It's again, I'm going to say it's family oriented, and I'm also going to say it's very creative. You're going to see so much people that aren't just Marvel and DC people, but you're going to see people that are just chasing their dreams, and it's absolutely. It's just one of those things that it makes you kind of want to chase yours as well. So here's me chasing mine, right? So go watch it, guys.
Thanks for having you on this show that you hosted for us today. I really appreciate you doing this.
Thank you
for us and for our new show, guys. Check it out. Heroes Manufactured Creators Unleashed on Prime Video, and maybe soon on Netflix or something else. We're gonna see. We're pushing it out there, and we're trying to get it out there for as many people as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Thank you guys for having me.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you as well.
Bye.
Bye for now.
See ya.